Now, we come to Madinatul Munawwara, mashallah. About Madinatul Munawwara, when we talk, because of Medina, we knew Kaabatullah. We would not know Kaaba if Medina would not be there. I mean, the Medina becomes a Medina because of the person, because of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam. So if the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wasallam would not be there, we would not know Kaaba. We would not know the respect of Kaaba. We would not know the Hijaz. So that's why, mashallah, it's so lovely to talk about Madinatul Munawwara. So my topic is not talk about the fadail or virtues of Madinatul Munawwara, but the destruction will take place in Madinatul Munawwara. The destruction will take place in Madinatul Munawwara as well, like in Kaaba. And that is one of the sign of the day of judgment. Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam mentioned in many ahadith, and one of the comprehensive hadith of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam I would like to mention here, that Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam says, يأتي على الناس زمان يدعو الرجل ابن عمه وقريبه هلم إلى الرخاء هلم إلى الرخاء. There will be a time that people will talk to each other, or a person will invite his cousin and any other. Invite about what? They will invite to their cousins and relatives, and they will say, come and settle a place where living is cheap. Come and live in a place where the life is cheap, not so expensive. And then what will happen? And again, halumma ila rakha, halumma ila rakha. Come to that place where life is not expensive. Wal madinatu khayrun lahum law kanu ya'lamun. And Medina would be better for them if they would know that. Who are these people who will say that? That they are the people who live in Medina, and they will look for something easy, the easy life and not expensive life, and they will try to go out of Madinatul Munawwara. The time will come, people will feel like that. Time will come, people will feel like that, and that is the statement of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alaihi wa sallam. And the Rasul alayhi salam says, even at that time, wal madinatu khayrun lahum law kanu ya'lamun. The Medina is best for them if they would know that. Medina is best for them if they would know that, or better. How? Rasul alayhi salam says, wallazi nafsi biyadihi la yakhruju minhum ahadun raghbatan anha illa akhlafa Allahu fiha khayran minhu. He says, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is in whose control my soul is, I can say, La yakhruju minhum ahadun raghbatan anha. If anyone leave Madinatul Munawwara because he doesn't like to stay there, if anyone leaves Madinatul Munawwara because he doesn't like to stay there, so akhlafa Allahu fiya khayran minhu. Well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring someone who is better than that person. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring someone who is better than that person, and that person will stay inside of Madinatul Munawwara. And then, Ala innal madinata kalkiri yukhrijul khabith. Ala innal madinata kalkiri yukhrijul khabith. Listen, Medina is like furnace, which eliminates from it the impurities. Eliminates the impurities from that. Kalkir yukhrijul khabith. Like a furnace eliminates impurity from inside. لا تقوم الساعة حتى تنفي المدينة شرارها كما ينفي الكير خبث الحديد. The Qiyamah, the day of judgment, will not come until these impurities will be taken out. Will be taken out. And then after that, the Qiyamah or the day of judgment will take place. So this is a comprehensive hadith. And this hadith also talk about the kharab of Medina, or the destruction of Medina. So first of all, mashallah, Medina is best and better. Medina is best and better for the people, for all of us, for those who want to stay inside Medina, who lives there. It's good for them to stay there. And those who are outside of Madinatul Munawwara, they also should try to go back and stay there in Madinatul Munawwara. In Madinatul Munawwara. But there will be a distraction. There will be a distraction. Like I mentioned about Ka'batullah, Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam says, the time will come, يَتْرُكُونَ الْمَدِينَ. Sayyidina Abu Huraira radiyallahu ta'ala anhu mentioned this hadith, narrates this hadith, and that is in Sahih Bukhari. Rasul alayhi salam says, he says, I heard Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam saying, يَتْرُكُونَ الْمَدِينَةَ عَلَى خَيْرِ مَا كَانَتْ لَا يَغْشَاهَا إِلَّا الْعَبَاثِ وآخر من يحشر راعيان من مزينة يريدان المدينة ينعقان بغنمها فيجدانها وحشا حتى إلى آخر الحديث. The meaning of that, there will be a time people would leave Medina. There will be a time people would leave Medina. And what will happen when they are leaving Medina? What will happen? يَتْرُكُونَ الْمَدِينَةَ عَلَى خَيْرِ مَا كَانَتْ. Even the Medina would be better in that time, when they will be living there. The Madinatul Munawwara. And none except there will be a birds and the beasts. Bird and the beasts will be there. وَآخِرُ مَنْ يُحْشِرُ رَعِيَانِ مِنْ مُزَيْنَةٍ. The last one will be resurrected or will die in Madinatul Munawwara. They are the two shepherds. They are the last one who die in Madinatul Munawwara. And when they reach the valley of Thaniyat al-Wada, they will fall down on their faces, dead, and they will die. They will try to go outside of Medina. يُحْشَرُ رَعِيَّانِ مِنْ مُزَيْنَا يُرِيدَانِ الْمَدِينَةِ. So two shepherds, they would come to Medina. But they would not reach to Madinatul Munawwara. On the Thaniyatul Wada, that is the boundary of Medina, or there is the place outside of Medina, they will arrive there and they will fall down and then they will die. So this is about Madinatul Munawwara. This is about Madinatul Munawwara. How it will be. And then comes the another hadith after that. And that is also the authentic hadith. Rasul sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam says in that hadith, عمران بيت المقدس خراب يثرب وخراب يثرب خروج الملحمة وخروج الملحمة فتح قسطنطنية وفتح القسطنطنية خروج الدجال. This is so important, and the order is mentioned in this hadith. The hadith, I talked about the Madinatul Munawwara, how it will be going towards the destruction. It will be empty. No one will be there except the birds and the beasts. And the last one will die there, the two shepherds, and they will die there. Then after that, and this hadith is quoting these days a lot, the last one I just mentioned. So it says, Umranu Bayt al-Maqdis Kharabu Yathrab. When the Bayt al-Maqdis would destroy, the Bayt al-Maqdis will be flourishing, in the state of flourishing. The Bayt al-Maqdis will be in the state of flourishing. And then at that time, Medina would destroy. The Jerusalem will be flourishing, and then Medina would destroy. So destruction of Medina, the time when the Medina would destroy, the Jerusalem will be flourishing. And then the next would be وَخَرَابُ يَثْرِبْ خُرُوجُ الْمَلْحَمَةِ. And then after a while, Yathrib or the Jerusalem, that will be destroyed. The Jerusalem will be destroyed. And the destruction of Jerusalem would result emergence of the big war, the huge war, Malhama. And the Khurujul Malhama, Fatah Constantinople. Then, when the big war will take place, then there will be conquest of Constantinople. And when the Constantinople will be conquered, then the Khurujul Dajjal, the Dajjal will emerge. So all is in line. All is in line. Flourishing of Jerusalem, and before that is the destruction of Madinatul Munawwara. So I would say this time again did not come yet. The time did not come yet. This will be sometime in the future. And the hadith I just recited with reference of Imam Muslim, when it says the person will call to his cousins and relatives, come to the place where the life is easy, not expensive. In the sharah and explanation of that hadith, two groups of scholars, and we see two opinions. Imam Qadi Ayad Maliki, one of the greatest scholar of hadith, and then Imam Qurtubi, one of the greatest mufassir of Quran. These two scholars, they say it already happened, like Kharab of Medina, it happened and it will not happen yet. And they have their own evidence. But we see Imam Nawawi. Imam Nawawi says, no, the destruction of Medina, where this hadith says the person will invite his cousins and relatives, that does not take place yet. That did not happen yet. That is Imam Nawawi's argument. And Imam Nawawi brings his own evidence, and he says it will take place before Dajjal comes, before Antichrist comes. And Ibn Hajar says it's possibly the both meaning is intended, could be intended. It happened and it will happen. It will happen. So for me, Imam Nawawi and Ibn Hajar said this opinion is preferred. Meaning, whatever is mentioned in terms of destruction of Madinatul Munawwara and Kaabatullah, about both of them. So this did not take yet place. It will happen before the Dajjal, like the last hadith that give us the orders. What will happen first, and then later, then later, then later. So it did not take place yet. But what we understand from these ahadith, that there will be a distraction for Makkatul Mukarrama, for Kaabatullah. There will be a distraction for Madinatul Munawwara as well. And then after that, the Dajjal will come. So at that time, when Dajjal will appear, or Antichrist, I will talk about him in separate session. But here I am telling you, even about that destruction time, when the Medina and Makkah will be destroyed, still it will be protected by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in some sense. And that's why, look, the hadith is very important. The hadith I mentioned with regard of Kaabatullah, the Rasul alayhi salam says, لَإِنْ يَسْتَحِلَّ الْبَيْتُ إِلَّا أَهْلَهُ. When the Abraha attacked on Kaaba, it was protected. It was protected. Not outsider, insider. So from inside, the destruction will take place from inside. But even at that time, there will be some kinds of peace, some kinds of protection in Makkah and Medina as well. There will be some kinds of protection in Makkah and Medina, but the people, those who engage themselves in this fighting, of course, they will not be under protection of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In short, There are the ahadith in Sahih Bukhari, in Sahih Muslim, and other books of ahadith like Abu Dawud, Tirmidhi, Ibn Majah, and Nasai, and Musnad Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal, Bahiqi, Hakim, Mustadrak of Hakim, all other books of ahadith. And mashallah, these ahadith are giving us the clear signs of the day of judgment or the last days. What I will say, some of them already took place, happened, but the major signs did not happen yet. And when it happens, we don't know. Allah knows best. And what happens recently in Makkatul Mukarramah and what's happening in Makkah and Madina right now because of this corona situation lockdown, that is not the sign that is mentioned in the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. Hada wa billahi tawfiq. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to have the better understanding of Quran and Sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu ta'ala alayhi wa sallam. May Allah protect us all and have a mercy on us and preserve us from all kinds of evil and disease and sickness. Billahi tawfiq. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.